Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over former President Donald Trump's new updates or new hints that he has given us on his VP selection, because if you haven't known that Trump has already decided on his pick and that person does not know, and obviously we don't know either, and Trump has announced a huge hint on who it actually may be, and I'm going to be going over that specific person and who I think it might actually be and why it might be that person. But before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed as we are approaching 3,000, and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my content. Also, if you have memberships, you can find the links to that in the description section, and don't forget to press the like button and give this video a thumbs up. Now back to the topic of today's video. So as we all know, the media likes to push out these type of VP picks, and Donald Trump might pick someone out of the left field that is not even in the conversation. For example, in 2016, it was supposed to be Ben Carson, but all of a sudden he went with Mike Pence, which I think was a good decision for back then because it can balance out his populism with the establishment and rhinos, which helped him carry some swing states, for example, Arizona, which has a lot of rhinos in that state. But these are the Trump potential picks for vice president, according to the media and what basically everyone is saying. But in my opinion, it might not be any of these potential people. For example, Doug Burgum, which in my opinion is the worst out of all of these candidates. And then you have Ben Carson, which in my opinion has super low energy. And you may say, oh, he can appeal to black voters. Well, he's not. Doesn't mean he's black, he's going to appeal to black voters. I just don't buy that. And then you have Byron Donalds. Also, Trump can't pick someone from Florida. He can either forfeit the electoral votes based off of the rules, or he has to change his residency, in which he's probably not going to do. So it's probably not going to be Marco Rubio, by the way. It's probably not going to be Byron Donalds. And it's definitely not Ron DeSantis. Now, we have Tulsi Gabbard on this list, in which, in my opinion, she is the #1 choice for me. And if I'm Donald Trump, I am 100% picking Tulsi Gabbard because she can help with suburban women. I think that's exactly what this election is going to come down to. And she's a good debater. She will destroy Kamala Harris, as she did in the Democratic primaries back in 2020. And I also think Tulsi Gabbard can attract some of the Democrats that have voted uncommitted in the Democratic primaries, which also can help Trump in some of these important Rust Belt states. And then you have Nikki Haley, which Trump obviously ruled out, so that's not going to happen. And then you have Tim Scott, which in my opinion, honestly, I don't think he's a good debater. I think he's alright, but still not the best option. You have J.D. Vance, which in my opinion is far right, so Democrats will portray him as extreme, and that's not going to go well with independents, but obviously it's going to help the MAGA base, but it's going to turn off the neocons, the rhinos, and the establishment among the Republican Party. So ultimately, at the end of the day, like I mentioned, if I'm Trump, I'm going with Tulsi Gabbard. But there is a huge hint that Trump has announced that I think it's going to be someone not on this list. And it is now becoming very, very likely that this could be the person. I'm not saying it is, but in my opinion, it might end up being Governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin. Yes, Glenn Youngkin, I think, might actually end up being Donald Trump's vice president selection with these new hints. So first of all, Trump has stated that his vice president selection will indeed be at the debate. Trump's VP selection will be at the debate. And that's one hint. Now, the second hint is that right after the debate, the day after the debate, Donald Trump will be hosting a rally in the state of Virginia, I believe in Virginia Beach, with the governor here, Glenn Youngkin. So those two things, I believe, ties up. Trump said that his VP will be at the debate, and the day after the debate, literally, he's going to be with Glenn Youngkin at a rally. So I think he can possibly announce Glenn Youngkin at that specific rally the day after the debate as his next VP, which is my opinion on why I think Youngkin is a solid choice as well. I think he's the second choice on my list if I'm Donald Trump. And I think the first person, obviously, is Tulsi Gabbard, like I mentioned earlier. And if it's not any of those two candidates, if it's not Youngkin or Gabbard, I think it should be next third person in line. I think it should be Lee Zeldin, who almost won New York. So I think those are my three options. I think #1 is Tulsi, #2 it's Youngkin, and #3 is going to be Zeldin. If it's not any of those, honestly, I think it's just going to be terrible. Because if it's Burgum, that's disastrous. No one even cares about North Dakota, first of all. And second of all, if it's going to be someone like J.D. Vance, the Democrats will portray him as someone who's far right, an extremist. That's not going to go well with independents. And third of all, if it's going to be someone from Florida, that's not going to happen because Trump has to change his residency if you don't know the rules, and not a lot of people understand that. It's not going to be Marco Rubio, and it's definitely not going to be Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis. So there you guys go. That's pretty much it. These are the new hints. #1, let's go over them real quick before I end off this video as a quick summary. That the VP that Trump is picking will be at the debate. And then he's also hosting a rally right after the debate with Glenn Youngkin, which in my opinion, that could be a hint that Youngkin will be the VP, which in my opinion is a good choice. I think it's one of the better choices. He's second in line on my list, other than Tulsi Gabbard, obviously. And also, Trump has already made his decision, but that person does not actually know. So let me know your overall thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Do you think it can be Glenn Youngkin now that we have these new updated hints? One last final reminder is to subscribe as we're approaching 3,000 and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my content. Also, we have memberships. You can find the link to that in the description section. And don't forget to press the like button, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you everyone for watching.